Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about CB and ham radio PL connectors, the 259 type CB and ham radio coax connectors. This is for assembling or putting together the radio to the antenna, the jumper for multiple different parts of the radio. This is the three components that make this up. So you got your barrel, your insulator, and your insert. And you want all three of these to make this. So first things first, we're going to show you how to take them off of the coax cable, and then we're going to move on to putting it back on to a new one. So first, take off the coax barrel. Now take the soldering iron and stick this onto the very end of the coax insulator. Push on it a little bit, and it'll start falling through. Hold it in there for a couple of seconds. Then proceed to get your pliers. Clamp it down. Move that away. Doing this actually weakens the cable on the inside of the insulator to where you can now remove it. Set it in there, and then move it. If it starts to feel kind of like it's spring-loaded, that means it is stuck, so you got to keep resoldering. As you can see, it's got a lot of gunk on it, so we're going to go ahead and replace that. Now when you come to this point, you're going to see all these wires on it. Those are your ground wires for the cable. Go ahead and remove the insert by pulling on it. Sometimes you have to use pliers. Damn. Now it's going to look like that. That wire here is junk. So, we're going to go ahead and get the new cable. And this is what it looks to look like on the end. Nice and clean. Not all frayed up. Count out about a foot or two of coax. Grab yourself a knife. And go ahead and, oh shit, I can't flip it around while I'm videoing. I'm going to go ahead and make it about that long. So, make you a little notch. And take the blade underneath. Kind of make a U over the blade and press away from you. Takes a couple cuts because this is the oversized coax cable, not normal size. This is ham radio coax, so it's a little bit thicker. I don't know if my knife is sharp enough to cut this. I'm just kidding. So we're almost there. There we go. Set that off to the side, and now you got your entire coax here. From this point on, I'm going to go ahead and flip you around. So, now you should be looking at this. Go ahead and take your insulator. Looks something like that. Go to the very end and measure it with the end of the coax. Put your thumb approximately where it should be. It should be right here, but I'm going to give it a little bit of room. Cut it right there. Now be careful when you do this part. You can cut yourself and you can damage the coax. One more time, I'm going to show you that because I don't think I got it in view. Measure it to the end of the coax here. And then put your thumb right there beside it. So cut right there. Don't cut very deep because you can cut all them ground wires that you really need. So just real gentle cuts. Add a little bit of strength to it. Cut mine at an angle now. Bend it a little bit. Make sure it's cut all the way around. Take a pair of, well, before you can do that, you can actually do this. Cut it down the center real carefully. And go ahead and peel it back. Like so. I found that to be the easiest way. And then it's really simple. Now at this point you're going to see the braid. Don't touch it. Take your insert, this one, put it over the braid. Try not to unbraid it though, because that will really mess you up. Give you a bunch of lumps and all that other stuff you don't want. I got a couple, but oh well. Just push it up onto the coax. You can get splinters this way, so kind of be cautious. Now if you notice you're going to have like little lips around it, take a small flathead screwdriver, not that piece of junk, this one's alright I guess, and just kind of press it down onto it. Press it down into place. Where this is oversized, it does this very easily. Now, you're looking at about something like that. Give it a little bit of extra strength, push it up around there with pliers. Now, see all these ground wires? Make an umbrella. Going backwards. About like that. Now see this aluminum foil stuff? You don't want that. You don't want that anywhere near anything. So just go ahead and take this and cut fairly deep, because you got to get down to the insulator, or the insulated wire. That is what transmits your signal, but you also need it grounded in order to do it, or have a good signal. But this is what carries your RF and your signal. Now you cut it mainly all the way around, twist it, and pull. Now you see how there's a little bit of aluminum foil looking stuff? Take it and just kind of being careful. Just try to get that away and push it up onto the insert there. Just try to keep it as best you can away from that center wire there, because that right there, if they touch, will cause this coax not to work properly. Check all around. And I'm hoping to get this in view. Now it's time for this. This is your insulator. This needs to be up onto there. So you measure again. The wire should hang out of this just a fraction. I see those wires hanging out. Tighten these down into the threads if you can. Now would be a good time to go ahead and grab your pliers. Set them right here. Now you see how it starts to get really tight? Crack it loose a little bit, then go at it again. You will get messed up fingers doing this, so I recommend having something around your hands, but I don't got nothing. Crack it loose again and tighten it right back down. Now that you got about this far, you're going to see that you got a little bit of wire hanging out of the tip of your insulator here. That's good, because you can always trim that off. But before you do that, solder it. So, it seems that I've told you a little bit backwards now. Before you actually get that up on there all the way before I proceed or that's going to confuse everybody. There we go. Now it should look like that. Looks nice and clean so far. Now while you still have an open end, if you already have a connector on this, you got to take this insulator back off. That's what I was talking about a minute ago. Get your barrel. Slide it with the ribs facing the insulator. Slide it up onto the coax. Tighten it down to really look like this. Now you see that little wire hanging up? It needs to go back to the back wall. Or at least centered. Now that you have it here, make sure you can see it. Okay, good. You can see there. I hope you guys seen the rest of this video. Oh Lord. Now at this point, if I can get rid of this wire, you can see. There we go. Pull that back. Solder into that gap right here. Go ahead and heat it up just a little bit. Now you can proceed with soldering. Make sure you try to get it clean and level with the rest of the shaft. If not, it will not go into the female connector and it just won't work.